Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Got a special guest coming up later. Actually, you know what? We don't. We have a Dear John letter later. It's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Holy cow. Good news. I posted the Dear John letter early this morning. See, I actually scheduled the post yesterday, so I kind of forgot about it. But if you want to read the post, if you want to read it, it's on Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. It's a pretty good Dear John letter today, and it's timely for this time of year. So if you want to check it out, you can go there and be a part of maybe answering the question online. And that's always nice because I think it's better to get more advice than less advice. If it's just you and I that give the advice, not the same. If a lot of people give advice, much better. Here's our quote for today. Not everything can be counted. Not everything that can be counted counts. And not everything that counts can be counted. I like that.
Okay.
William Bruce Cameron. There you go. Fun quote. Got some special things today. We'll tell you about those in a bit. Today's a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, June the 15th. Today is Career Nurse Assistant Day. So we got that going on. It is Dump the Pump Day, Global Wind Day, Native American Citizenship Day, World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, Nature Photography Day, National Day of Prayer for Law Enforcement Officers Day, Recess at Work Day, Magna Carta Day, and Worldwide Day of Giving. So a lot of things going on today. I like that National Day of Prayer for Law Enforcement Officers.
Oh, absolutely.
They can use your prayers right now. So certainly throw those guys on, not just today, and I shouldn't say just guys, those men and women. Throw them on not just today, but all the time. Because
absolutely.
Boy, oh boy, that's not a job I would want.
We always do.
I know.
When we do our prayers, we always include our
I
law
have,
enforcement and our military.
I'm trying to think how many. 3 brother-in-laws that are police officers.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that right? 3?
Yeah.
3 or 4? Yeah, 3. Okay. I'm just counting in my head. And I'm not good at counting in my head. Coming up, we got more stuff that's not math on the radio. On the way, on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio when Wisconsin police officer Kyle Roeder got a cell phone message from somebody claiming to be the Internal Revenue Service. He knew something was up. He couldn't think of any reason why the IRS would be calling him, especially because the agency doesn't typically do that. They contact you by mail.
Yeah, they don't just call you up.
Yeah, suspecting a scam, he called the number and was soon talking to a man with a very thick accent who said, "My name is James Maxwell." And then later he said, "I'm James Johnson." And Roeder called him on the inconsistency. James corrected himself, saying, "Well, I'm James Maxwell Johnson." So I'm still right. He was just making up names, you see. James tried to get Roeder to give him some personal info and or money. Roeder kept asking pointed questions to get some evidence that the whole thing was a scam. When he asked if he could just go to pay the fine at the local IRS officer, Mr. James, the scammer, said, "Well, no, because they wouldn't have the case number now because I got it here in my department, so they wouldn't know anything about this." So here are some things to remember. If you suspect an IRS scam, first of all, you're probably right. The IRS will never call you to demand immediate payment, nor will they ever call
Yeah,
about
and they won't
taxes.
tell you you're going to be arrested because we got one of those calls one time.
Lady,
and they'll
she
say,
said,
if you don't do this today, if you don't get this caught
be
up,
arrested.
you're going
I said,
to be
okay.
arrested. We've got a warrant for your arrest.
I said, "Okay, I'll get my affairs in order. Come on over." Heidi's like, "What was that all about?" I was like, "Wrong number, I think." Some dude's going to get arrested today. No, the IRS will never demand that you pay taxes without giving you the opportunity to question or appeal the amount that they say you owe. The IRS will never require you to use a specific payment method for your taxes, like a prepaid debit card. They'll never ask for a credit card number over the phone, and the IRS will never threaten to bring in police or other law enforcement to have you arrested for not paying. That is not how they do things. So if you're getting those calls, which there are scammers that are doing that, don't fall for it. It's happening all over the place. And you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Gonna go to Dunn, North Carolina. They're chasing a car thief. They were surprised when he put both hands up, but continued driving slowly with his knees on the wheel. Turned out he realized he was going to get caught, so he was trying to extend the chase a little bit so he could light up his pipe and finish smoking his crack.
Oh, wow.
He finally pulled into a parking lot and tried to finish smoking his crack even after he stopped, but they took it away and he got all upset. Come on, I let you catch me. Let me at least finish my crack.
Man.
All right, kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Coming up later in the program, we have Dear John Letters. I'm excited for this one because I can't wait to see what Heidi's... She doesn't even know what it is yet. I can't wait to see what her advice is compared to my advice.
Okay.
So it should be fun. It has to do
This
with...
sounds like it's a challenge.
It'll be a challenge, all right.
Challenge accepted.
And I just really kind of wonder what you have to say about this. 'Cause I think that it may be, depending on male or female, I think there could be two different points of view on this one. So that is on the way. Also, more stuff between now and then. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. John Castle, a 74-year-old farmer in Cottageville, West Virginia, found a dead snake next to his hen house with a giant bulge in its belly. Today's moment of duh was committed by that snake. He was trying to figure out, why is that snake dead? What happened here? So he took out a knife and cut open the snake, which is not exactly what I'd do. I think I'd dispose of the snake and not ever know. But he found a ball, a golf ball. It said Top Flight. And that's when he knew exactly what happened. He had chickens that he was trying to get them to lay eggs, so he took some golf balls and placed them in nests so the chickens would see those, thinking, oh, hey, we got some eggs over there. I should probably lay some eggs. Well, the snake was fooled just as much as the chickens and thought it was an egg and ate a golf ball, and that was his demise. So anyway, even a critter like a snake can be committing an act of your moment of duh, and that's what happened that's what happened today. A meal that turned into a golf ball. Not a good way to go, I'll bet. We've got your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. A Florida woman has been sentenced to 20 years in prison after trying to have her ex-husband sold as a sex slave. I've heard of vindictive, but that is pretty vindictive. A football player for the Buffalo Bills missed his flight, so he hired an Uber driver to drive him 500 miles to get to practice. How
Here's
crazy
the thing.
is that?
Here's the thing. Who's going to buy a man as a sex slave?
Yeah, I don't think
any
so.
woman, literally any woman. Doesn't matter how big you are, what you look like, anything. If you want it, you can find it from somebody for
Yeah,
free.
Pretty much. I don't think you need to buy
a sex
You don't need to
slave.
buy a guy. One ticket sold in California matched all the winning numbers for the Powerball last weekend, so they won $448.7 million. Is that right? The lump sum payout would be $279.1 million. So there you go. That was not me, by the way. I'm not in California, and I did not win that thing. So don't ask for money. Hey, Boeing is looking ahead to a time where jetliners would fly without pilots. The company said there are some tests of technology coming up next year. I actually sat next to a pilot on a recent flight.
I wouldn't get on one of those planes.
I was in the back. He was just riding. I wasn't up in the cockpit. I want to make sure I say that right. I was sitting next to a pilot that was not flying the plane. He and I talked about that. He said that there are already planes that are doing it that are cargo planes. They'll take packages from place to place with nobody on it. He said, if you think about it, right now, John, we're sitting on a giant drone.
I wouldn't get on a
was
plane
like, I
without
never
a
really
person
thought of
up
that.
there that knows what they're doing. I just wouldn't.
To live in Miami means to just expect anything. Like, a flaming boat being towed down the highway. Yeah, last week, somebody shared a video of a navy blue pickup towing a boat down a random Miami highway with the boat spewing out gigantic flames. If you want to see an image of that, which is interesting to see, head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I've got that image for you there. Where do we go here? Oh, down here. 4 employees of an Ann Arbor, Michigan restaurant have been arrested at work by Immigration and Custom Enforcement. The 4 were detained by officers who ate breakfast at Savia's restaurant and then made the arrest. So they're there having breakfast, and they're going, hey, now that breakfast is done, should we arrest this person who just served us? This just seems kind of weird, doesn't it?
Huh.
So I'm not exactly sure if that was the plan or if it just if something just happened, but 4 employees were arrested after these same people finished eating breakfast there, which I just think seems kind of weird.
Huh.
NOAA is predicting, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric whatever it is, the weather people, NOAA, weather people. They're predicting active hurricane season this year, anywhere from 5 to 9 hurricanes to show up yet in 2017.
Yikes.
So hopefully none of those around here. Egypt has moved King Tut's bed and chariot to a new museum in Cairo. So his bed and his chariot have been moved. So for those of you looking for, something to do in Egypt, now it's in a new place. Same stuff, just somewhere else. Analysts say that we keep making computers think the way that we do. Eventually, there will be a robot uprising. They're saying it's dangerous for us to be giving the computers all of these extra things that we don't need to give them. So we're giving computers the opportunity now to reason and to figure things out on their own. And they say if we keep doing that, computers will rise up and there'll be a robot uprising and human race will get squashed by computers, apparently.
There have been movies about that.
There have been. So maybe this analyst saw one of those movies. British researchers have isolated what they call the hunger hormone, and it can make people so hungry they'll eat 1/3 more food than usual when they give them this hunger hormone. Now, if you can find a way to take away the hunger hormone, you might be onto something. I don't know if there's any
I don't know
market.
if anybody needs that.
Yeah, there's not really a market for that. I'm just saying, sure could go for a hunger hormone right about now. I'd like to eat 1/3 more. If you can get me to eat 1/3 less, now you're onto something. Coming up, we got some fun facts for you. We've got your Dear John letter on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
And each week at this time, we try to answer your questions with a fun little thing we like to do called Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
And we got a fun Dear John letter for today. I never let Heidi see these, and you haven't been on Facebook to read this yet, have you?
No, I have not.
It's been on Facebook since early this morning, so if you want to chime in, please do so there. I'd love to have the advice from as many people as possible, because this is an area that is kind of an interesting area. So here we go. Dear John, I've been dating my boyfriend for 6 months, but this weekend was the first time I saw him with his shirt off. We went swimming, and I was shocked at how hairy he is. Is that normal? I looked at the other men in the pool area and the hot tub area, and there were not any other men that had quite as much hair. My sister is kidding me about it, and I don't know what to think. Should I ask him to shave it? Do other men shave off their hair, or is my boyfriend just hairier than most? Signed, Shocked Girlfriend. Now, first of all, you've been dating for 6 months, and you haven't seen him without his shirt.
Good for you.
So that's really cool. It's good for you. There's a wide variety of answers I could give you here. First of all, if it's something that you feel comfortable asking him to shave his hairy chest, and it doesn't say if it's his hairy chest or hairy chest and back and arms, and that's the thing. I have no clue what we're dealing with here. What level of Sasquatch are we dealing with here?
Right.
Now I got to tell you, I'm not extremely hairy, but I have a brother Jason that is very very hairy.
You're pretty hairy.
Not as hairy as, like, when we're in a hot tub, I don't think I would have people looking at me going, "Oh man, get out of the way, that you're going to clog the drain."
You're pretty hairy.
Am I really?
You are.
I don't think I'm that hairy.
It's just yours is blonde, so it
See,
doesn't
there you
stand
go.
out as much.
But this could be, the good news is he must not be too self-conscious about it, or he wouldn't have taken his shirt off.
Right.
Because I know people who are hairier gentlemen And again, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing at all. So, the whole Sasquatch thing I was saying, I was just kidding. I'm just goofing around. So if you happen to be a hairy person, man or woman, either way, whatever, because there could probably be some women that are hairy too, don't feel bad about it. That's just the way God made you. That's not a big deal. Now, if it bothers you, I've seen people who will wear a shirt even in a hot tub in a swimming pool. I do that all the time, but it's not because I'm hairy. It's because I'm overweight. And I'm like, I don't think anybody wants to see that. I don't even want to see that. I look the other way when I'm brushing my teeth. I'm just saying. So nobody wants to be near that. They're looking for a whole different reason. He just got in a hot tub and the entire hot tub overflowed. But if it's something that bothers you, if you two plan on being together for a long time, you got to talk about it. I don't think that you don't talk about it because that would be wrong. But I think that the way you talk about it has got to be really delicate because if it's something that he was self-conscious of, I don't think he would have taken his shirt off. So I think that he knows he's hairy. I mean, but if you just say, is that running the family? Is everybody in your family there? Maybe, have a conversation about it. Now, this is why I said I can't wait to see what Heidi would say. What is your advice on this?
I don't think I would say something.
At all?
No.
So we've been married 17 years, and this is the first time you just told me you think I'm hairy. So clearly you wouldn't say something.
No.
So
you don't. You don't say so. If you love the person, you've been with this guy for 6 months, and if you've just now found something that you're concerned about,
think about everything else. Think
of all the positives.
Yeah, there's got to be all of these other things going on that are good. I don't think it's a big deal, really. If that's the biggest flaw that he's a hairy guy, it's not a big deal. I mean, and if it really bothers you, and if you guys are saying, hey, I want to make this work long term and forever and ever.
Get him a pool T-shirt and tell him that's what it's for, that it matches his bathing suit.
That's what you got me. Is it because I'm hairy? Is that why you got me that? Here's your pool shirt. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Look, nobody else has a pool shirt. Her advice is, nobody
else is as cool as you.
Yeah, John, it's because their wife doesn't love them as much as I love you. They didn't even get him a pool shirt. I mean, don't you feel bad for those other guys right now? I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. I'm going to go put my pool shirt on. Got to get my pool socks on, too. I don't have pool socks. If you would like to chime in with your answer, which is probably better than our answer, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Thank you so much, Shocked Girlfriend, for sending that. And I think it's really cool that you would send that off, because again, that's advice that I don't know that we're necessarily qualified to give that advice. But if it were me, I would say something in a nice way. I wouldn't say, hey, Harry, when are you going to shave all that off? But, Heidi's saying you wouldn't say anything, period.
I wouldn't say anything.
If
it bothers you that much, you shouldn't be with this person.
But here's the thing. The only reason I would say it is if it's something that you think is going to cause a problem between the two of you, have a discussion about it. And here's the way I would have the discussion. But if you're that
petty that something like that is going to cause a problem between you, then you're with the wrong person.
But I would even start out by saying, I'm not perfect either, because I know that there are probably many things that are not perfect
until
about
he
me.
mentions one thing that he doesn't like about her, and then she goes off the deep end. So you can't.
Don't bring it up.
Bring up that
Change
topic.
my mind. Do not mention it. I don't know. If you are courageous enough to have that conversation. If you'd like to have your Dear John letter answered, or whatever we just did here, because I don't think we really answered it, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's a temple in Sri Lanka dedicated to the tooth of Buddha. The name of the temple is Temple of the Tooth. Wasn't there an Indiana Jones episode? No, that was a...
Temple of Doom.
Oh, yeah. That was something completely different. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Residents of the United Kingdom consume more cans of baked beans than the whole rest of the world combined.
Yes, I could see that.
They love their beans.
I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I'll do baked beans once in a while if we're doing a barbecue, but...
Exactly. It just
very rarely.
Got to be in the mood. They have them for breakfast there, which is interesting because we had some Brits hanging at our house.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
They did a fry-up for us.
Yeah.
I got to do a fry-up. I was like, what the heck is... Oh, you haven't had a fry-up? It's breakfast with beans. I'm like, just call it breakfast with beans. I was way more excited when it was a tryout. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The medical term for the condition known as writer's cramp is cryospasm. So like if you ever have been writing and your hand cramps up, that's a cryospasm. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The idea of painting fingernails originated in China, where nail color indicated your social rank.
Oh.
Yeah, so depending on what color your nails were, it meant if you were a goody two-shoes or not. Brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. This kind of sounds like something Heidi would do. A Minnesota man is putting a pig farm where houses should be. He and his son, or his family rather, are trying to build a home, and the neighbors are squealing about what they're doing. Here's what happened. A Minnesota man wanted to build some homes in the neighborhood. He owned the land, but the people in the neighborhood said, no, we don't want you to build houses here. So he decided to get even. He figured, hey, if I can't build homes here because this is zoned one way and they won't give me a conditional use permit to build homes, it's zoned agricultural, let's make it agricultural.
I love that.
He said, I'm going to put in a pig farm.
That is exactly what I would have done.
Marley Danner brought 40 pigs and started a hobby farm on his 16 acres.
That is fantastic.
He even posted a sign on the property to explain why he's being such a pig about having pigs. He said, houses or pigs, your choice was not houses, so the pigs are coming soon. So I think that's interesting.
That's exactly what I would have done.
And the thing is, why would you say I don't want you to have a chance to change that from agricultural to residential if it's a residential area?
Maybe they thought it would just stay that acreage
This
and they would have a
beautiful-
lovely view.
Oh, we got this beautiful view.
Yeah,
Well, you
I
got
don't
a
want
view
you to
now.
disrupt my view. Well, guess what? It's his property. He
You
can
got
do
a
what
view
he
of
wants.
snouts
Yeah,
and
I
the-
love it.
and the smell that come with it.
You were exactly right. That is exactly what
know
I
you
would have done.
I know you would. I'm married to you. I know how your mind works. Come on now. Anyway, if I just don't know. I wonder if there's an opportunity for them to have a second vote. Can we please have this turned into a house now? Can you turn this 16 acres into something
I think
else?
that's fantastic.
All right. Coming up in a bit, we got another fun story. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
The Brussels Fire Department was called to the rescue, but it wasn't to put out a fire or even to check a gas leak or to rescue somebody from a tree. No, it was to rescue a man from chocolate. Yeah, he was cleaning a huge vat to make Belgian chocolates. He slipped and fell and got stuck knee-deep in a vat of chocolate. Fortunately, somebody heard him yelling for help and called the fire department. Can you imagine getting stuck up to your knees in chocolate?
I can't think of a better way to die.
That's exactly how she wanted to go. That is just a weird way to go, I tell you. Anyway,
It'd
that
be
happened.
like Strange Brew. Remember they
Yeah.
drank themselves
Everybody back
out of
up
a
and they
vat of
open the
beer.
thing and there's nothing comes out and you look in and it's huge. That doesn't happen in real life, just so you know. I haven't seen that in forever. We should check that out sometime. We should watch that movie, Strange Brew. And they've got like a sequel coming out. I
Yeah,
saw.
you were saying that.
Yeah, I saw that online. Hey, coming up, we got another story to get to, so we should probably get to it. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Listen to your elders, they say, especially when it comes to their advice on how to handle social conflicts and dealing with life's uncertainties and change. According to researchers from the University of Michigan, has nothing to do with factual knowledge, but social wisdom is what it has to do with. Older people, no matter their level of social class, education, or IQ, are far more likely than younger people to recognize the values differ. they say acknowledging uncertainties, and they accept things like change over time and acknowledge others' point of view. So they're saying that the older you are, the more open you are to other people's point of view. I don't know if I agree with that. I know some of the people that I know that are older that are like kind of set in their ways. So I guess this is what the study says from the University of Michigan, so we'll go with it.
You know what? I actually agree with it because the older I'm getting, I will actually listen to other people, and I'm not as vocal with other people as I used to be.
I can only imagine how vocal you would have been if you...
You remember a few years ago, even my Facebook page, a few years ago, it was I would just purposely try to get in fights, and now when people try to get into arguments, I just try to diffuse it and say, look, life's too short. If you want to argue on your page.
Yeah, talk to the hand.
Yeah, I have changed, so I do think that's right.
Well, we're going to find out how much Dad is worth since we got Father's Day this weekend. That's coming up in a bit.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day, for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
Father's Day weekend is upon us. How much do you think your dad is worth? It says, what if you could show the value of dads in dollars? Studies show married men and women accumulate more assets over a lifetime than a single person. But suppose you could put a dollar value on fathering. Would a hug be worth $15? A game of catch worth $35? Or $100 each time you teach a child right from wrong? There's no way to measure what a trip to the zoo is worth or going for a walk around the neighborhood. In fact, trying to put a price tag on things a dad does probably shortchanges the real value of kids who know that there is a person who loves them and likes to spend time with them. So they're saying you can't put a dollar sign in front of the things that dad does because they're not something you can purchase. And I got to tell you, growing up, you know, my dad's been gone since 1995, which just seems so weird. 22 years now.
Yeah, it's a
so
long time.
my beautiful wife over here never got a chance to meet my father. And I really wish that you would have, because he would have loved you, by the way. I mean, just so much about you and him would have clicked. It would have been, it would have been bad. But it would have been good, but it would have been just, you'd be the one saying, hey, we should go to your dad's house again.
Would have been nice having somebody willing to drink with me at your family events.
I know. We're kind of a bunch of prudes, aren't we? But we, as a child, I absolutely positively can say this. I did not appreciate my dad nearly as much as I do now.
Nobody appreciates their father.
And there are things that I look back and I think, man, I wish I could have said this to him, or I wish I could have done this. And so for those of you who still have a dad, you know, this weekend is Father's Day. Make sure you say the things that you should say. Make sure you let them know how you feel. And like this story says, you can't put a price on that.
My dad would be extrally uncomfortable if I went up to him and told him the things that I should say.
We should do that.
No, I'll just call him a butthead. He knows what it means.
But it would be so funny to watch. I'd love to see him squirm.
He would be so uncomfortable.
Even when you say, I love you, Dad, he's like, I know you do. Or what is the...
when he does nice things for me, he'll say, and why do I do that? And then I have to say, because you love me. And he says, that's right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to say,
I love you. He
doesn't
say it.
Yeah.
But he goes out of his way to do
Say
wonderful things and then makes me say it.
There you go. Hey, we got some good news coming your way. Let's get to that in a bit.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Always try to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Judy O'Connor had an MBA. For the past 2 years, Judy attended every one of her son's classes at Chapman University. Marty O'Connor, who's 29, has been paralyzed from the shoulders down for about 5 years. His mother, a retired elementary school teacher, had been his official note taker. So when Judy joined her son at Chapman University earlier this month for his MBA graduation, college officials announced that Judy would receive an honorary MBA as well, and a thank you from her son and from the university. How cool is that?
Very cool.
So
I saw that article online. I think that's awesome.
I think it is too. If you'd like to see the article online, you can find it at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And we try to put positive stories there all the time. So if ever you're kind of in a slump and you're going, ho hum, I just don't know, I'm looking for something positive, you should usually be able to find something positive.
That kid
there.
that graduated is super hot, by the way.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah. Really good looking kid.
Do I need to be concerned, Heidi?
No.
Okay. I could never attain. What was the...
He's way too young for me.
Well, what was the movie? Vegas Vacation. The whole... what was his name? Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton. He's unattainable.
Yeah, he's unattainable. I've had my Wayne Newton moment, by the way, because, if you've ever seen Vegas Vacation, what are the names of the people? I can't think of Chevy Chase. But what's his name in that? Clark Griswold. So Clark and Ellen are at Wayne Newton, and Wayne Newton is definitely hitting on Ellen. And they pull her up on stage, and the one lady said, "I've been to every show for all these years. I've never seen this." But I've had that same feeling before with my own wife here.
With Brian
her
Regan.
favorite comedian is Brian Regan. The whole, he's unattainable. I think Brian Regan has the hots on my wife.
No, he doesn't at all. He's not interested. If he was, I would have been long gone.
The last time we met him, we were the only ones there. We're not doing VIP this year, but yeah, John and Heidi, you guys come down. He wants to meet you guys. And it was more like, Heidi, come down. I come down. He's like, oh, you're here too?
I love the man.
I know you
love the man. No, he honestly doesn't even know who I am. It's only because I'm so pushy to make sure I go back that we got to go back.
Do you guys need a moment? You want me to leave? Sorry, Brian. Don't want to get in the middle of this.
No, not at all.
Okay. He's unattainable.
He's
I don't
unattainable.
Think so. He invited us to his dressing room, and he had no clue I was coming. I think he's expecting something. I'm not sure.
All
right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.
Time now for a bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Today is a special day. Today is National Smile Day. So we're going to be talking about something kind of cool. National Smile Day Contest. We have Suzanne Adams, author, motivational speaker, and life purpose coach joining us. How are you doing there, Suzanne?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. So let's talk about the National Smile Day Contest. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so I just really believe that we all hold so much power in our body with our energy and our hearts with our smile. And unfortunately, the media and the news, there's a lot of heaviness and a lot of upsetting news. So in celebrating National Smile Day, I wanted to do something to really help people to intentionally create a ripple effect of positivity around the world. And my goal and my intention is to engage thousands and thousands of people in this. So I created a Smile Day challenge that is also a contest where people can win prizes simply by looking at strangers and smiling and then posting a picture about it on social media.
That is awesome. So this is a way to kind of pass around some happiness, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's kind of like pay it forward, except for you're not paying anything.
Yeah, and you could win something too.
Yes, exactly.
Now, if you'd like to join the Smile Challenge, I've got a link to this on our social media, but it's also at suzanneadamsinc.com/smile-challenge. That's why I put a link on social media. It's a kind of a long page, but we'll make sure we get you there. Now, how long do they have to join this and be a part of your Smile Revolution?
Well, the more the better. So it starts today on June 15th, and the more that they participate, the more chances they get to enter. So it goes through the 22nd, and then also they can just go to suzanneadamsinc.com, and there'll be a pop-up, and it's suzanneadamsinc.com. So that's a little bit easier. And there'll be a pop-up, and then it's the more that they share on social media, each time they share a picture of their smile, someone they made smile, or just a person that makes them smile on social media with the hashtag Suzanne Adams Smile Challenge, they get a chance to win. So once they sign up, they'll get all the directions in email, but it's kind of like the more smiles that you give out, the more chances that you get to win the prizes.
Well, you're going to see miles and miles of smiles because it's a really cool thing. And the experience that they win, I'm looking on here, if you win, you'll win an experience worth $700. So that's enough to make you smile right there, Suzanne.
Yes, exactly. So, and again, I just really want people to engage with their friends and their families, and maybe somebody that doesn't smile as often as you do, if you could share the challenge with them, and really with the intention of just creating this ripple effect across the world, and knowing that the energy that you put out is the energy that you give back. So the more positivity that you give out, it's like a boomerang effect, and you're just going to get more of that positivity coming right back at you.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing to make people smile, and I think this is such a cool idea. What a great contest. Again, I've got a link to it on our social media to make it simple and easy, but the other thing you can do is get all the details at suzanneadamsinc.com, and then if you're on social media, you can just look for hashtag Suzanne Adams Smile Challenge as well, and you'll find some of the details there as well. Suzanne, thank you again for taking the time to chat, and thanks for doing this.
Thank you so much for sharing it, and hopefully you'll join us.
Absolutely. I like to smile, and I know some other people that like to smile, so we're going to see if we can get some folks all involved, and I think that's a cool thing. Again, today is National Smile Day, so it's a great day to smile, and this right here is going to certainly help. Get all the details at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.